We are so grateful that you have joined us today. This year, we are on a journey of spiritual discovery. And for the month of August, we are discovering our spiritual strength. You know, Charles Fillmore, co-founder of our Unity movement, has said that the spiritual strength is truly the energy of God. I love that. The energy of God is our strength. And you know, we look at strength through our mental strength, physical strength, and also spiritual strength as well. And so we're grateful that you're with us as we explore this, and because, you know, it's been a very challenging year for most of us. And we've had to pull strength from within ourselves, strength that we did not even know we had. And that's the key sometimes. Sometimes we don't know how much strength we have until we're able to pull it from within. So, dear friends, I'm grateful that you joined us. Grateful you joined us as we continue to discover and then put into practice that spiritual strength that is within us. Grateful you're with us. Let's go to services. God bless you.
Slow down, you're moving too fast. You got to make the morning last, just kicking down the cobblestones, looking for fun and feeling groovy, feeling groovy. Hello, lamppost, what you knowin'? I've come to watch your flowers growing. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? Do-do-do-do-do, feeling groovy, ba-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy, da-da-da-da-da-da-do-do, feeling groovy. I got no deeds to do, no promises to keep. I'm dappled and drowsy and ready for sleep. Let the morning time drop all its petals on me. Life, I love you, all is groovy. Slow down, you move too fast. You got to make the morning last, just kicking down the cobblestones.
What you doing?
I'm looking for fun and feeling groovy. Feeling groovy. The birds, the butterflies, everybody's feeling groovy.
One more.
Feeling groovy.
Yeah. Welcome to our Sunday morning service. In-person services are at 9:30 and 11:30 a.m. Central, and we welcome our 9:30 live stream audience to our service. And all our past services are available on demand at any time at unityminneapolis.org or our YouTube channel. Reverend Pat is enjoying a well-deserved day off today. Lots coming up. September is right around the corner. Events include Unity families are invited to join Reverend Pat and Cassidy Meeks, director of our youth and family ministry, this Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. for dinner and reconnecting at Brookview Park in Golden Valley. On Wednesday, September 8th, Reverend Toni and Catherine Grotenhouse lead Race, the Power of Illusion. This 4-week class meets in person at 10 a.m. and also offers an evening option at 7 p.m. on Zoom. This is a powerful opportunity to examine beliefs about race, privilege, policy, and justice. On Thursday, September 9th, Catherine Trill begins Experiencing God in the Silence, a 5-week experiential opportunity to explore how inner stillness and meditation can bring you closer to the sacred. This is a date change and will be also offered on Zoom, so please note that. Cool opportunity. Reverend Pat will be leading an outdoor World Day of Prayer experience, and it's at 6:30 p.m. Central on Thursday, September 9th. This gathering includes music, spoken words, and words reflecting the challenging times that we are experiencing. The theme for the World Day of Prayer this year is All is Well with My Soul. As we navigate the current uncertainty of rising COVID-19 levels in Minnesota, we believe it's necessary to cancel our community picnic that was scheduled for Sunday, September 12th. This is disappointing, yet we hold the safety of our community as priority number one. Book drive for Noble Elementary students continues through the beginning of September. A list of suggested books are available in the garden court and on our website. You can also donate at our website, and the church will purchase books on your behalf. Our backpack results are in. Together, we donated 200 pounds of school supplies and 82 backpacks to Prism, along with a check for $700 to purchase needed items to fill in. Thank you for your generosity. Details for all our upcoming events and activities are on the church website, our Facebook page, and our weekly emails, happening at Unity and Peak at the Week. You can also always email or call the church office. And now, please join Reverend Toni for our opening prayer.
Thank you, Kevin. Take a deep breath with me this morning and say, what a blessed day. What a blessed day. So as we open our hearts and our minds to a conscious awareness of the presence and the power that is God, flowing through us, around us, and as us. As we do this, we feel the connection, one with the other, heart to heart, soul to soul. And we give thanks. We give thanks for the sunshine, for the rain that nourishes our earth. We give thanks for our family and our friends. We hold them in our hearts in safety and in love. We give thanks for this community, Unity Minneapolis, this alive, inclusive, welcoming community. We hold in our hearts the knowing that we are strength, that we are power and love and compassion. And we know at our very core that as we follow that voice that leads, all things are possible. All things are possible through God who lives in and through me, who lives in and through us. And so on this amazing day, we give thanks. And we say, thank you, God. Thank you to all that is. And now join us in our opening song.
Here we go.
Everybody look around, 'cause there's a reason to rejoice, you see. Everybody come out, let's commence to singing joyfully. Everybody look up and feel the hope we've been waiting for. Everybody's glad, because the silent fear and dread is gone. Freedom, you see, has got our hearts singing so joyfully. Just look about, just check it out. Can you feel a brand new day? Can you feel a brand new day?
Sing it again.
Can you feel a brand new day? Can't you feel a brand new day? Everybody be glad, because the sun is shining just for us. Everybody wake up into the morning, into happiness. Hello, world. It's like a different way of living now. Thank you, world. We always knew that we'd be free somehow. In harmony, let's show the world that we've got liberty. It's such a change for us to live so independently. Can't you feel a brand new day? 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 Everybody be glad, because the sun is shining just for us. Everybody wake up into the morning, into happiness. Hello, world. It's just a different way of living now. Thank you, world. We always knew that we'd be free somehow. In harmony, let's show the world that we got liberty. It's such a change for us to live so independently.
Freedom you see, gotta heart singing so joyfully.
It's such a
Look
change.
around,
Go
look to yourself
so
to check
living
it
now.
out.
Feel a brand new day. Can't you feel a brand new day? 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 Can't you feel a brand new day?
Here we go.
Can't you feel a brand new day?
I don't know about you, but I feel it. Do you feel it? Yeah, come on. Thank you, Dane. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Peter. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our 9:30 service this morning. Do you realize it's the last Sunday in August? Whoa, it's the last Sunday in August. Somebody told me that it's going to start turning cooler. It's so good to have you here. It's so good to have us all here. Those of you coming in across the waves, virtually, it's good to have you here as well. And of course, as always, wherever you are on your journey, on your spiritual journey, what is it that we say? You are welcome here, wherever you are. It's an amazing thing. I remember the first time I came here and I heard Reverend Pat say that. And I thought, wow, that's a powerful statement. And I've discovered after this long time, it's true. So welcome. And if you are here for the first time, or you feel like, as Reverend Pat would say, you feel like you're here for the first time, I would like to ask you to let us acknowledge you and recognize you. So I'd like for you to raise your hand. Anybody new? Yes. Excellent. And those of you who are coming in virtually, if you are here for the first time, you feel like you've been for the first time, you should find a virtual card that you can fill out. The rows for you here is for us to acknowledge you, but also for us to recognize you when it's over, so we can come up and say hi and welcome you. If you will fill out the contact card that's in the envelope, or virtually, if you would fill out that contact card, give us your information. We do have a gift for you, and we'd love to have you give us that. You can put it in the box or give it to one of the ushers. And so we're ready for an amazing, amazing service, are we not? Yes, we are. We've got music. We got Reverend Kevin. So let's say, welcome to this amazing day. Can we say it? Woo! Welcome this day. Somebody's phone is ringing. God's calling and reminding me of something that I think I forgot. Huh? Oh, the core value. See? God is everywhere. And you get messages from everywhere. So whoever's phone that was that God rang, thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, so let's okay, let's do the core values together. All right, together we are loving, transforming, welcoming, spirit-filled, prosperous, and joyful. And then there's an affirmation. And so let us say together our August affirmation. Through our unwavering belief in God, I am filled with faith and joy. And now, the reading of the daily word.
We now move deeper into spirit with the reading of the daily word. As the usher brings down the prayer box, you're invited to mentally add your prayers to the written request in the box. After the service, the prayer box is located in the garden court, where you may add more written requests. Your prayers are then prayed with by our prayer ministry for 7 days, and then are sent to silent unity, and they're prayed with for an additional 30 days. The word for today is awareness, and we affirm, the world feels new as I grow in awareness. Spending time in mindful contemplation increases my awareness of my surroundings. As I concentrate and focus my attention, I shut out distractions and settle my unquiet mind. My world begins to feel brighter, vibrant, and more alive as I notice the soft sounds and minute textures and colors I overlooked before. Spending time in prayer increases my awareness of God's goodness, which I share with others when I am patient and kind, generous and forgiving. This goodness returns to me as kindness and gentleness in the people I meet, and ease and grace in the places I go. The world has not changed, but I have. My awareness of God in and as my life has opened my eyes and ears, my mind and heart. And Scripture tells us in Psalms chapter 119, verse 18, open my eyes that I may behold wondrous things out of your law. The word for today is awareness.
God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. All is beautiful. All is well. All is beautiful. All is well. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. All is beautiful. All is well. All is beautiful. All is well. One more time we say, the God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. All is beautiful. All is well. All is beautiful. All is
all is well. All is well with my soul. Let us take that in. With each breath here now, let us breathe in, all is well. And we let it go. All is well. Regardless of outward appearance, regardless of my own anxious thoughts, all is well. So we take a moment to reflect on now, to reflect on our connection, our strength, that energy that is God. Strength, that which gives us power to be steadfast, to know that we are capable of creating. That strength, the energy of God that holds us firm, that provides the roots when the wind blows, when the storms come. That which allows us to be flexible and steadfast, to make choices to see the world from the eyes of God, to see the world and make choices that bring us into a sense of oneness and love. And as we hold this state of prayer and meditation, I want to ask you to hear these words. These words were written in 2002 by a young man, 11 years old, suffering from a rare form of MDA. His name is Matty Stepanek. He wrote this 2 years before he died. These are Matty's words, and if they resonate with you in this time of meditation, may they take you also into that place of strength and oneness. And he writes, "In the beginning, love was created and it was good. Yet, as it is with all things, love is a choice. In the now, a bond is created and it is good. Yet, as it is with all things, a bond is a choice. In each tomorrow, the future will be created, and it can be good. And yet, as it is with all things, the future is a choice. As the love of yesterday binds the presence into a touch towards every tomorrow, do not vow to renew your choices on your 1st, your 5th, or your 50th anniversary. Rather, from this moment, go forth vowing. Go forth vowing to choose gently, celebrating life each day. Go forth vowing to choose wisely, playing after every storm. Go forth vowing to choose fervently, to never give up hope in things that matter. Then, as it was in the beginning, as it is now, and it will be in the future, we are blessed with choices and goodness." Take that into the silence with me, please. In the beginning, love was created and it was good. Let each day that you create, that we create with our choices, be blessed and be good ones. And so it is.
There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. There's one power indescribable, and you speak of it in every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings, or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and in me. One power, one power is.
There's just one.
One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages. We have different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in our hearts we're all the same. We'll remember when we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem, or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, and it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth, or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the air we breathe. One power, love in you and me.
There's just one power. There's just one power.
One power. One power. One power. One power. It's the moment of creation. It's the everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. The boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby. The serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon for its love that is most deep. It's one power, one power, one power. power, one power, yeah.
There's just
One power, one power, one power, one power.
Dean, thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you, Lori. That song is special to me. I deliberately chose that for my mother's memorial service right in the sanctuary with Lori some years ago, and so it always touches my heart. Speaking of touching my heart, thank you, Reverend Toni, for your meditation. As you know, likely, we are on a year of discovery, spiritual discovery, and each month has a specific theme. And for the month of August, our theme is strength. That was a test to see if you've been paying attention. And so in baseball terms, I'm what you'd consider the closer, because I'm closing out the series today with this lesson. So Reverend Pat began this series with the lesson, I am the strength of God. And I'm going to ask that you affirm that with me right now. I am the strength of God. Take that in. Take that in. He reminded us of the importance of the use of the I am and how that's creative. And we want to be very thoughtful about how we use that, because we do indeed co-create with the divine. We are the divine, and we have all the attributes of God, including the strength of God, all within us. You might say that strength is our birthright. You've heard this before. I'm going to remind you because it's so powerful. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of our movement, tells us that strength is the energy of God, freedom from weakness, stability of character, and the capacity to accomplish. Strength is physical, mental, and spiritual. All strength originates in spirit. All strength originates in spirit. I believe that accessing spiritual strength involves our own individual capacity to really dig deep and go within and find a greater connection to things bigger than ourselves. It's about stepping back and reflecting so that we can have a personal mission that aligns with something that's bigger, like God, nature, the transcendent, whatever you want to call it. But it's about finding our own personal mission and then tapping into something bigger than ourselves. A couple weeks ago, Reverend Toni was talking about the importance of each one of us finding our God plan. And she made a very clear distinction, God's plan, with an apostrophe, God's plan versus our own personal, individual God plan. She was very clear about that distinction. And so God plan, or our God plan, is not something that's going to be magically delivered to us from on high. It's something that is within each of us, and it is our duty and responsibility to find that. It's our duty and responsibility to step back and look within to actually uncover that. We are responsible for discovering that, to actualize it, and to fully express that. And for sure, in order to do this, this does take mental and spiritual strength. Last week, Reverend Pat reminded us that all paths lead to God, and that sometimes along the way we experience detours. Now, the definition of detours, and listen carefully, detour is defined as a long or roundabout route that is taken to avoid something or to visit something along the way. To be clear, detours do slow us down, but our ultimate path to God, but that goal ultimately is that oneness with God. Nothing more, nothing less. The goal is the experience of that presence of God. And it's about having it everywhere in our daily lives is what our goal is. And we do this through spiritual practices, ideally. And over time and with practices, what we attempt to do is create a tunnel vision towards God, moving towards the direction of the divine. Now, the reality is there are plenty of distractions that we get to confront along the way. And sometimes those distractions result in those detours. I think that individually and collectively, we often see these shiny objects and go after them. Maybe I'm the only one, but sometimes I find myself chasing such things. That said, I believe that we are all spiritual beings having this human experience. We are all on that ultimate path to God. All of us, every single one of us. Some of us are just more deliberate than others. Some of us are just more aware about how we approach life, and we're much more deliberate and intentional about that walk towards the divine. Staying on the path does require spiritual strength and strong commitment, and not everyone is interested in making this type of investment. Our unity teachings are not for the faint of heart. They're not for the faint of the heart. And I believe that this is because of our strong focus on personal responsibility for what we create in our lives. We don't get the opportunity to blame a God up here. We don't get the opportunity to blame the devil wherever that person or that individual or that sense lives. We don't get the opportunity to blame our spouse or our neighbor as well. We get to look within. It's about what we create. It's about our responsibility. Quote from this book, The Quest, by Richard and Mary Alice Jafala, speaking about this path. They tell us, once you make the commitment to travel the spiritual path, you almost at once observe a thinning out of traveling companions. There is a direct ratio between the degree of your commitment and the number of people traveling with you. This is not surprising. The deliberate spiritual path is not a popular one. At times it can feel lonely because not everyone understands your thinking and beliefs. As Jesus said, the gate is narrow through which you must pass if you wish to enter the kingdom of God. That kingdom of peace and love and joy, which is only to be found within. They continue. One spiritual path is likely full of detours, as you probably have discovered. Sometimes in our search for the presence of God, we will venture down all sorts of blind alleys, dead ends, and circular roads. We all have a hunger for the experience of God, and we pursue all kinds of paths in order to satisfy this deep longing of the soul. Sometimes we can get caught up in one fruitless trail after another. The detours can be very enticing. Some people become spiritual junkies, jumping from one philosophy to another, from one seminar to another, from one fad to another. The bottom line is, if you are on a path that cannot lead directly to the power within you, consider it a detour. We know that sooner or later, all paths will find their way back to God, but if your path does not point to God within as that source of guidance and wisdom, it's wise to consider an alternative route as soon as possible. It's about finding that God within. Last week, Reverend Pat asked us to think about some of our own detours along our spiritual journey. And I began to reflect on my own journey. And I have to admit that I have experienced more than a few detours from my spiritual journey. And though on the surface, what might appear as a detour turns out is actually an important part of the trip. And I'll give you some examples of that. One of my most significant detours was when I moved from Minneapolis to Boston. And prior to that move, I was a member here. And I actually walked in those doors about 20-some years ago. And before I arrived here, I was a spiritual seeker, maybe a bit of a spiritual junkie, trying this, trying that. And truly, when I came here, when I found this place, I really found that I had found my spiritual home. Once I landed in Boston, my intent was to find a unity community there, or something similar. And I explored a few options, and it just seemed that nothing really resonated. I also believe that I got caught up in the excitement of a new city, a new job, a new dating pool, my urban adventure. All of that consumed me. And while I was living there, I dabbled in some church, some meditation, some prayer practice, some of that. I would come here when I would visit, but I really did not have much of a robust spiritual practice at that time. One might say that this indeed was a detour on that spiritual path. And yet what I firmly believe is that I grew in ways that I needed to grow. And I learned professionally and personally some things that would serve me and serve me today. For example, part of my experience in Boston, I began to travel internationally more than I'd ever had before, and that really expanded my view of humanity and of the world. I also learned and experienced my passion for teaching. All of these things and many more are things that serve me today as a leader and serve me as a minister. After 5 years in Boston, I was ready to come home. Home is in Minneapolis to be closer to family, and home as in this spiritual community. When I was house hunting, I was very deliberate about looking for a place close by to here because I knew that I was coming back here. I don't know exactly what it was, but I knew I was drawn back here and I was returning. Recall that earlier definition of detour, that long route to avoid something or to visit some things along the way. For me, when I think about this, I think on some level, I was avoiding my call to ministry in terms of that journey off to Boston. I also think it was about me needing to learn some things like I mentioned earlier. I do believe that all of that serves me in what I'm doing today. Again, from the quest. Hopefully you have come to realize that the path, your path, has been worth the seeming detours and drawbacks. It's not always easy to stand firm in support of our beliefs and way of life, especially when that stand isolates us from the masses. But eventually the drawbacks melt away, for people come to respect us for our convictions, and they begin to sit up and take notice of our loving, peace-filled manner. Eventually they start to wonder, what is it that we have, and how can we get some of it? Finally, the advantages of staying on the path take precedence in life, and each day dawns with a new opportunity for more joy, more peace, or more whatever aspect of God you may need. We also connect with our fellow travelers on the path. Life tends to take on more meaning and more beauty and more of everything good as you progress further and further on the path. As we journey, we tend to develop an inner compass which keeps us on course. For us, there is no other path than the one on which we walk. There may be times when our foot slips and we temporarily stumble off the path, but it's not long before we're right back on it, again moving steadily forward. Once the deliberate spiritual journey is in our blood, it is there to stay. We can run, but we can't hide, as I say. We likely heard this call years and years ago. The intentional spiritual path requires dedication, a clear focus on God, and for sure spiritual strength. From Proverbs, verse 18, chapter 14, it tells us that a strong spirit is what sustains us in any kind of trouble. A strong spirit is confident, established, unmovable, and ready for anything. It is steady under pressure, full of joy and peace, and it never quits. A strong spirit helps us get through anything: physical challenges, financial problems, relationship difficulties, career setbacks, whatever else might come our way. This also includes getting through a pandemic and trying to make sense of what is occurring in Afghanistan and other parts of our world today. I think of spiritual strength just like muscles. And when we exercise, when we walk, when we lift weights, we develop muscle mass. You already know this, but there are exercises that we can do to help us develop our spiritual strength. And so just a few, and these are probably some practical reminders for most of us, but a few I want to share with you is, number one, spend more time with loving, encouraging family and friends. And this is from The Power of Positivity. So spend more time with family and friends. I often say that no job, no career, no whatever will love us as much as our family, friends, our dear ones. So we want to take care of them. We want to recognize and honor them. We want to forgive generously and let that go, because we are meant to enjoy those relationships and those who we are close to. Another way to build spiritual strength is go outside as much as possible. Getting outside is vital to building spiritual strength. It's an increased connection with life and energy itself. Think about the sunshine and the air, all of that. It directly connects us to that divine. Make it a habit to enjoy the sunshine. Appreciate that feel on your face, especially in our beautiful short summers here in Minneapolis. Take time to appreciate nature. Eat outside, things like that are all great ways to do that. Make sure you appreciate the smells, the sounds, all of the sights of nature. Another way to build spiritual strength is reduce consumption of media. And media can fill our minds with all sorts of stuff, thousands of ads, episodes, and events that are nowhere near vital to our best life. So again, when we reduce that, when we turn it down, it allows us a little bit more quiet, a little bit more silence in which we can connect with ourselves, connect with our source, connect with our loved ones. So step away from the media. Observe your thoughts and feelings about other people around you. It's important to send positive energy to others as well as being able to receive that ourselves. There's no room in this life for judgment, and focusing on pain, gossip, and fear and sadness does not serve anyone. Be kind to all. You don't know the pain or the challenge that they are facing. You have no idea, so give them the benefit. Step out in faith is another way to build spiritual strength. Be confident to take a stand in the face of adversity. Know that the divine always has our back and that bigger breakthroughs are in store beyond the immediate challenges. When we decide to stand up and speak out, knowing our faith is bigger than our fear, the illusion of that fear eventually diminishes and evaporates. We become stronger and wiser when we step out in faith. Be of service to others. History shows that the most spiritually strong, peaceful, loving people are focused and have been focused on being of service to others. There is real power and peace in service just for its own sake. Take time to help someone in need. We don't have to be special to be helpful. We just have to be tuning in and willing to be responsive. Every person we encounter is brought to us for a specific reason. Serve the situation, and our spiritual strength will grow. And you know this is the foundation of unity. Make prayer and meditation a daily practice. It's one of the most important ways in which we can develop spiritual strength. We can practice prayer and meditation at any time, any moment, and it could be just a simple reminder of that connection to self and connection to source, and even verbally or mentally just saying, I am one with the one. I am one with all that is. Finally, deliberately seek out and reflect on examples of spiritual strength. What immediately comes to mind are individuals like our master teacher Jesus, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr. And oh, by the way, it was the 58th anniversary yesterday of Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. Think about that amazing example of spiritual strength. Again, bring those to mind because we are called to have that spiritual strength as well. Look for demonstrations of spiritual strength in everyday life. One beautiful example of this came up for me yesterday as I became aware of a situation having to do with a gentleman by the name of Saran. And he was approved for parole after being convicted for the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy in 1968. Kennedy's son, Douglas, was just a toddler at that time. And this week, he was a vocal supporter in favor of granting this parole. And what he had to say was that he was grateful to see Saran as a human being worthy of compassion and love. Talk about an example of spiritual strength. Again, that inspires me and touches my heart. I'm confident that spiritual strength allows us to be much more compassionate, much more forgiving. So again, take that to heart. In closing, I affirm physical strength, mental strength, and unlimited spiritual strength for all of us. And so it is, and so wraps the series.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean. Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, you know what I mean. And this whole world is a new world and a bold world for me. Stars in the sky, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, a new day, a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good today. Oh yeah, feeling good. I'm feeling. Can't you feel it too? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Feel it. Good.
Yep. Jesus. Woo, 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 woo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Are we feeling good? How are you feeling? Yeah, I think we got the good thing going here. I think we got the good thing. First off, Reverend Kevin, thank you. He is a closer, and he hit one out of the park, which most closers don't do. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was good to hear what I said coming back at me. It was. And so we are blessed. And it is time for us to manifest that blessing in the form of a return of our treasure into this treasure, into this place, into this community. There are a number of ways that you can financially support today. Unity Minneapolis. You can go online, and if you are already online, there's a donate button, or there is information in the chat. You can go there. You can actually go to the website. If you're here, there's a QR code in your pew, the pew in front of you, on a card. If you got your phone with you, and I know some of us have our phones here today, so you could take that QR code, your phone, and scan the QR code, and it will take you to a place where you can make a donation. There's always the envelopes in the pews, the love offering envelopes. You can put that check or cash. Does anyone? Anyway, never mind. You can put that in there, and there are boxes that we can make those donations. This is part of our giving and receiving process, and so I want to thank you in advance of the amazing treasure that you give to this community, not only in our money but also in our time and in our talent. And so we say thank you for that. And I would ask you to come with me. Let's take our gift, in whatever form that is. Hold it in your hand. See it there. If it's physical, hold it in your hand. If it's going to be virtual, see it in your hand. Hold it there, and let us bless these gifts together as we say together our offertory prayer. Divine love, flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am.
I'm your friendly announcer. I have some serious news that I want to tell everybody. We all must take some precautionary measures. Well, if love and peace you treasure, you'll hear us when we say, oh, we know that love is in need. Need of love today. Oh, come on. Let's go because we shouldn't delay. We have to send ours home right away. Sometimes there's some hate going around, breaking many of our friends' hearts. We gotta try and stop it, please, before it's gone too far. It is well with my soul. It is well. It is well with
My soul. It is well. It is well with my soul. We give thanks on this amazing day for all the gifts of treasure, of time, of talent, of prayer. We give thanks for all of that. And we hold in our hearts today those in our families, our communities, our world who are in times of stress, whether that's nature created or human created. Let us hold them all in our hearts, knowing that all is well, and sending out those healing energies of love, compassion, and peace. And so it is. Amen. And before we move on, I have a special prayer request. As do many folks, I have family in New Orleans, some of whom are evacuating, and some of whom are as stubborn as I am. And they grew up there, and they've lived through Katrina, and God knows they can stay again. and I know that they will be fine. And for them and for all of those in the path of Ida, particularly today, I would ask that you hold them in your prayers as they move through this amazing time. And I also, speaking of prayer, want to honor our prayer chaplains. So if the three of you would stand today, those of you who are here, these are your prayer chaplains. These folks are here for you. If you have a prayer need today, you can check out with one of them after the service. And they are always available. If you are virtual, there is a meeting ID where you can go onto Zoom and there will be a prayer chaplain waiting for you there. Thank you very much for the three of you. These are gifts that we've been given, and let us reuse them as best we can and when we need. I see Cassidy Meeks in the back. So Cassidy, come up and tell us what you got. Yo, come on.
Oh, man. Thanks, everyone. Good morning. I just want to share a special shout out to all the families of Unity Minneapolis that have kids. I know it's a lot, and we're just with you. And so as we're holding folks in New Orleans, I say we hold our families in prayer as well. It's just, we continue to be asked to be flexible, and just know I'm with you. And so are all these volunteers.
Amen. Amen.
And if you'd like to join our team, we have a fabulous team, and it's really wonderful and lots of openings. So come find me after service if you want to talk about possibilities, but we'd love to have you as part of our youth and family ministry team. And just a reminder for all folks with families, we're going to do an outdoor event, distanced, with Reverend Pat and myself at Brookview Park on Wednesday night, and we hope you'll join us for that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Check the website for more details if you have family, and join us. I think Nancy and I were planning on, Mayella, we're going to be shepherding the kids. So while the parents do their thing, which I'm looking forward to. Just a couple of things. Don't forget about that. Also, just as a note, the Experiencing God in the Silence, facilitated by Catherine Trill, will not start this week. It will start the next week. So check the website for the details on that, because we haven't got it changed in all places. And then remember, Race the Power of Illusion starts next week, and World Day of Prayer is next week. So, Reverend Kevin, you want to come on up and let us say together the prayer for protection, and then let us sing the peace song. Stand with me as we do. So let us say together the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine, and all is well. And let's sing it.
this answer that only will be found in your love. And I feel it, my heart is being mended by your touch. And I hear it, your voices show my purpose in this world. You have restored me from my lost and lonely soul. You have restored me. You have restored me from my lost and lonely soul. You have restored me. I've only come to realize my strength will be made perfect by your throne. Laying all reflections down to see the precious beauty that you've shown. And I feel it, my heart is being mended by your touch. And I see it, your voices show my purpose in this world. You have restored me from a lost and lonely soul. You have restored me. You have restored me from my lost and lonely soul. You have restored me. Laying all these questions down, you've answered what I need. You've given more than I deserve. You're making me complete. You give me all these open doors. I'm humbled at your feet to show me what you've done for me. You have restored me from a lost and lonely soul. You have restored me. You have restored me from my lost and lonely soul. You have restored me. You have restored me from my lost and lonely soul. You have restored me. You have restored me from my lost and lonely soul. You have restored me. Oh yeah. All this time I've wandered around, searching for the things I'll never know.
Have a great week.
So glad you came today. My prayer, dear friends, is that you receive something today that will help you throughout the week. Maybe it was something through this wonderful music or the meditation or the lesson. My prayer is that you can use it and put it into practice immediately. My dear friends, remember that wherever you are on your spiritual journey, wherever that may be, you are welcome here. We welcome you, we bless you, and we behold that living presence of the divine within you.